What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kong Studios Dragon Ball Heroes Vegitto. Let's get into it. Now, starting off with that sexy packaging, it is pretty much what we're used to seeing. We've got the slim, standard, tall black box with an image of the character right there on the front. It says Kong Studios right there. Black at the top, black at the bottom, black on the side. We've got a number 3 right here, which I guess that indicates this is their third release. And then, of course, the back is black. So let's go ahead and get into this figure because I'm pretty excited. Now, before I start this review, I do want to give a big shout out to 5K Toys for sending this my way to review. I really appreciate you guys for that. And also, I am going to leave the link in the description for this figure. So guys, go check that out. And if you haven't shopped with 5K Toys, they're absolutely awesome, man. I highly recommend checking them out because they always come through in the clutch and give us these pretty beautiful Dragon Ball figures. So that being said, onto the figure itself. Straight out of the packaging, this guy looks nice. Now, this is a body that we are familiar with. If you have any of the Kong Studio figures, then you should already know what to expect. First, they gave us this guy, which is the Whis-Gi Goku, which I kind of had posed up on my shelf like this. I haven't touched him in a while. And then they gave us the Dragon Ball Heroes. I guess this is the Capsule Corp outfit for Goku. So this is pretty much that same body. The only thing that's going to be different is you get new boots and new lower arms, and of course the Vegitto head. But overall, it's painted nicely. As you can see, it's this black color. I'm not familiar with this version of Vegitto and Dragon Ball Heroes. I haven't watched it. Now, if you're wondering how does it differ in terms of the Super Saiyan Blue Vegitto that was released by Tamashii, it's the same head sculpt, but as you can see, it's a different blue for the hair. And honestly, I think this looks cooler. I like this more light blue in terms of this kind of pearlescent blue that they went with on this figure. This is kind of like a more powered down Super Saiyan Blue versus this one is like a powered up Super Saiyan Blue. And I always liked it when like they were powered down and the hair looks kind of faded. I just like that look a little bit better. And actually, I want to touch on one more thing. There seems to be a bit more detail in the face on this one. They didn't go with the lines under the eyes. They're there, but it's not nearly as exaggerated. It's kind of subtle on this one right here, which I'm fine with. But yeah, like the details in the faces on this one are a bit more. They kind of have that 3.0-ish look to them, like they've been working on with the new Goku, the new Tien. So I feel like the head sculpts on this one will kind of fit more in line with those. But anyway, let's go ahead and put this guy back out of the way and take a look at this one. As you can see, the chest is this orange color. The colors are inverted. You've got the black and orange. I don't know what made his colors go black. I think it's probably because of whatever Vegeta was wearing. Who knows? But you also have detailing in the gloves. You've got this line work here, which I think is really nice. And you also get them in the boots. It would be so dope if we got a Vegeta with these, because I know his boots and gloves took this color or this style at some point. But yeah, overall, pretty nice look to it. Pretty nice feel. At this point, they've gotten so good at these that they feel sturdy. Like it doesn't feel loose or anything like that. This is a pretty nice feeling figure. So anyway, let's go ahead and put him back so we can see how tall he stands. Then we can go ahead and get to that articulation. Now, for the height on Vegitto, to the top of his head, he is right at about 5.5 inches. To the top of his hair, he's at about 6.5. So pretty standard size when it comes to the Dragon Ball figure arts. You already know what to expect, but if you don't, then we will be doing size comparisons a little bit later on in the review. Moving on to the articulation, he looks up about that much, which I think is really good. As you can see, the hair is touching the back of the neck. He looks down about that much. You can pretty much have the chin touch the chest, but Still, you got to be careful with that because these heads do tend to fall off. That's just something that happens with Dragon Ball figures in general. It's just not this figure. But you do get really good tilt and turn, all kinds of motion out of this guy for expression. And as far as moving the arms out, you got to move these floating pieces. And still, they only go about that much. So if you want him punching up or anything, you kind of got to rotate this around. And that just popped off because I was messing with it way too much. But yeah, that's pretty much how you get this guy punching out. You got to rotate this all the way around to make it happen. Now, as far as the butterfly joint, that actually works very well. You can bring it out and he can pretty much hit the Wakanda Forever, no problem if you want to do that. Or guarding pose, whatever you want to use it for. That works fine. So that looks nice. I do wish they would have painted the inside black instead of orange because it would have looked more fluid after you move the shoulder pieces, but still, it's cool that they painted them. He does have a butterfly joint, not butterfly joint, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. The hands are on a ball peg as usual, so you can pretty much move those around. Only hindrance is going to be right there. Now let me fix his arms. Now moving on to the diaphragm joint, he leans back about that much, forward about that much. Do that one more time. You do get a whole lot of movement out of that. You do get a waist swivel as well. You can also pull up on this just a tad if you want to make him look taller, or if you want to get him in some like dynamic reaching punching poses. You can totally do that. As far as the splits goes, that's awesome. I think that's just about as good as it's going to get, and that was easy to do. But sometimes you got to be careful because right in here this piece tends to try to tuck behind this one, and it could cause some issues or just cause it to pop off, so be careful with that. He does have a swivel right at the thigh, double jointed knees as usual, so that's not going to be a problem. As far as kicking forward, he can give an enemy the boot, no problem at all. He can kick back, but this floating piece is a little hard in terms of plastic, so I wouldn't have him kicking back too much. Now, as far as the foot goes, it goes down about that much, up about that much. You do get ankle rocker, but it's very subtle, which it's come to be expected with these figures. And then you do get a toe hinge, which is actually stiff. Let me break that in. I popped the foot off, but yeah, you do get toe hinge. It's very, very stiff. Be careful with that. I don't think that it'll break or anything, but it's just very, very stiff on these. So yeah, it is there. And as far as articulation goes, I mean, it's the same thing we get with every Dragon Ball figure. Nothing new, but it still can pretty much do whatever you want it to. Now, in terms of accessories, this is where you really get the bang for your buck. In terms of hands, you do get the pair of fist hands that he comes with straight out of the package. You get the default head sculpt. You get a pair of blasting hands. You get a pair of Kamehameha or final Kamehameha hands. And the reason I say final Kamehameha is because you actually get this hand that came with the new SH Figuarts Vegitto. Well, it's not new now. But yeah, that has the hole in it. So if you have that Vegitto, you can actually plug in the final Kamehameha effect, which I think is dope. You get one big bang attack hand, or you can use it as a karate chop hand, whichever you choose. You get one type hand where he's grabbing Zamasu's neck or face. This is another one that came with the Gogeta, why am I saying Gogeta? The Vegitto that came out, the Super Saiyan Blue Vegitto that came out with Zamasu. You get an instant transmission hand, and then you get my favorite, the Get Over Here hand. And I like, or the Rock Lee, whichever you want to call it. Naruto fans know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I love this. The fact that they included all these hands. In terms of extra heads, you get a teeth gritted face. And if you don't know why the bangs are missing, it's because you can take the bangs off of this one and put it on all the faces. But you get a teeth gritted face where he's looking forward. You get a yelling, screaming, powering up face. And then you get a smirking face where he's kind of looking off to the side. And I love that expression. That looks so nice. But that's not all. You also get a normal head sculpt, which is more of a chocolate brown color in terms of the hair, like a, I don't know, like a milk chocolate color. That's probably a weird way to label it, but that's kind of how it looks. It probably looks a little bit darker on camera, but you do get it with a powering up face. you get it with the neutral face, you get it with the smirking face, and then you get it with the teeth gritted face. And that's not all. You get what is actually my favorite accessory, the interchangeable belt piece. Because while this one is cool, I love this, but I love this so much better. That just looks so dope to me. So yeah, a ton of accessories with this guy, and they all look nice. Now, if you want to see how the faces look in terms of a comparison with the real ones, here they are. You have the smirking face, which I think the smirk on this one looks better. I do like the fact that he's looking forward on this one. In terms of the line work under the eyes, that's pretty much up to you. I like this better. I don't really care for the line work under the eyes, but once again, that's up to you. Now, in terms of the teeth gritted face, here's this one. I feel like the glare on this one is a little bit more sharp. They have a little bit more paint under the eyes just to show you how angry he is. And then on the last one, there that is. So all of these look good. I would say it's up to preference which one you like better. So either way, I'm fine with this one because I really like this more powered down Super Saiyan Blue look. Now, another thing I wanted to show off is if you have the Kong Studios Super Saiyan Vegitto head sculpt, I believe this actually came with a normal one as well. You can actually pop the head off of this guy, no problem, and then you can pop this one on, and you heard that click. I think that looks phenomenal. I really like Super Saiyan Vegitto more than Super Saiyan Blue. I like Super Saiyan Blue better on Gogeta. But for Vegitto, I like Super Saiyan better. And I think that looks so dope. I'm definitely going to take a bunch of pictures like that. I'm going to tell y'all right now. And I left this head sculpt on screen so you guys can see that. Let me just go ahead and throw this one on here too. So yeah, we got the 3 stages of Vegitto here. Now, moving on to the fun part, here we have some size comparisons. Starting off, we're going to put him next to an SH Figuarts Super Saiyan God Goku. This is actually the full-powered Super Saiyan Goku with the demoniacal fit Super Saiyan God head sculpt on the body. We have an SH Figuarts Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegeta. This is the one from the Broly movie. And then we have an SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Super Future Trunks. Next up, here he is standing next to an SH Figuarts Merged Zamasu, the SH Figuarts Jiren, and probably my favorite, the SH Figuarts Hit, which is just such a dope figure. Now, since this is Dragon Ball Heroes and pretty much anything can happen, here he is standing next to an SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Super Broly from the Broly movie, the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z Final Form Cooler, and the SH Figuarts Bardock. And lastly, for some extras, just for the heck of it, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends PS4 Gamerverse Spider-Man, the Mafex Batman Hush, which I just reviewed. Go check that out if you haven't already. And of course, the SH Figuarts Street Fighter V Sakura. Now, moving on to my final thoughts, I gotta say, Kong Studios did it again. Even though this figure is like probably about 80% reuse, it makes sense because of the fact that most Dragon Ball figures are. Especially if they have what you want to consider a Goku Gi type costume, a lot of them are going to be reused parts. You do get these updated gloves, you get the updated boots, and then you get a Vegito head. How can you go wrong with Vegito? Especially considering the fact he's a fan favorite. And I also really love the fact that they gave him a different hair color, because some people might have passed on this just because they saw that it would have had the same color as the one that was released by Tamashii Nations. This is only another way of adding diversity to your collection. And on top of that, it's a new costume for Vegito, which looks absolutely badass. I do like him more in this black look. I just don't particularly care for Vegito that much. If it was Gogeta, I'd be all over it. But still, a solid piece, and big shout out once again to 5K Toys for hooking it up. They are selling this figure for, I believe, roughly $50, which is nothing, especially considering how much you get with this guy. So do I recommend it? Yes, hell yes. There's nothing wrong with spicing up your Dragon Ball collection, and I know most Dragon Ball collectors are all about adding everything they can to it anyway. And this is just another one of those Dragon Ball looks. So here it is, Dragon Ball Heroes Vegito. Looking nice. So That being said, this is my review. I hope that you guys did enjoy it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up because that always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and stay safe wherever you are. Bye.